This is lesson 118. That's side B, we're going to do side A. Side A says, draw a 10 centimeter line segment. So we go to the centimeter side of our ruler, where they have those smaller measurements. And a lot of times it says cm over here. Draw a 10 centimeter line segment. So we put the first measuring line on the dot and go out to 10 and make another dot and then connect them. Measure this line segment using centimeters. So we stay on the centimeter side again, and we put the first measuring line on the dot, not the end of the ruler. And this dot is at 12 centimeters. Number 1 says, Quentin has 9 baseball cards. Curtis has twice as many baseball cards as Quentin. How many baseball cards does Curtis have? So Quentin has 9. So twice as many, we can do it 2 ways. We can do 9 plus 9, or we can do 9 times 2. We get the same answer. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18, and what are we counting? How many baseball cards? So let's just write cards. 18 cards. Number 2. There are 5 children in line. Draw the children. You are 4th. Circle yourself. So first person's supposed to go right here, and we're going to do 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 people in line. You are the 4th, so we're going to start with the first person and go 1, 2, 3. Here I am, the 4th person. Circle yourself. Now, how many children are before you? Well, we're going to count these because this is the front of the line, right? 1, 2, 3 children before me. How many children are after you? Only 1. Each number is between what 2 tens? So when we count by tens, let's see, I'm going to actually get, I don't know if we've done this yet. I can't remember. So I'm going to get this little thing out. So this is a roller coaster. This is a rounding roller coaster, okay? So what we do is we count by tens if we're rounding to the nearest 10, and there they are right there. And we do what they asked us to do here and list the 2 tens that 17 is between. So let's take a look back again. When we're counting and we get to 17, it's not between 0 and 10, it is between 10 and 20, right? When I'm counting to 17, we get to 17 right before 20. So 17 is between 10 and 20. That's the first thing. 10, 20. Now we have to circle the 10 that each number would be rounded to. So the way we do rounding is like this. I should have a dry erase marker, but I don't. I'll just write with this. So 17 will go in the middle. And we decided that 17 is between 10 and 20, right? So when we're rounding to the nearest 10, we look at the number 1 to the right of it. That's the 7. And we decide, you know how a roller coaster goes click, 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 click up the hill? And then when it gets to the top of the hill, it shoots down. Well, it's only allowed to go down if this number is 5 or more, then it'll go down to the 20. If this number doesn't make it up to the 5, if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it doesn't get to 5, then it goes back to the 10. In 17, we're looking at the 7. So that's greater than 5, and it will get to go down the hill to 20. Let's do it again with 43. Let me wipe this off real quick and do 43. So when we're counting to 43, it is after 40, but before 50. It's between these two numbers, isn't it? 40, 41, 42, 43. It's right there after 40. So it's between 40 and 50, right? Now, when we're rounding to the nearest 10, we look at the number 1 to the right, and that's the 3. Now, 3, we decide, did it make it all the way up to the 5 and go down again? Or is it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? It is, isn't it? 3 didn't make it up to the 5, so it goes back to 40. It was between 40 and 50, and it went back to the 40. Let's do the last one, 35. Let me wipe this off real quick. Oops. I have to tape that again. Okay. 35. When we're counting to 35, we get to 30, but we don't get to 40. 35 is between 30 and 40, isn't it? It's right halfway in between, 30, 31, 32, 34, 33, 34, 35. It's between 30 and 40. Okay, so we have to decide 30 or 40. Well, we look at the 5, because it's 1 to the right of the tens place. 5 tells us to do what? If it gets to be 5 or more, we get to go down the hill to the 40, right? So 35 was between 30 and 40, and we get to go down the hill to the 40. Okay. Gina has 2 quarters, 3 dimes, 2 nickels, and a penny. Draw the coins. How much money does she have? We're going to have to add it up. So 2 quarters. Now, when I'm drawing these, I don't like to put Q's in there because then later on I have to figure out what a Q is worth, right? So let's just figure that out right away. What is a quarter worth? If you need a reminder, these are your coins. So quarters are the biggest ones. Ignore this one for now. We're not going to go into the half dollars. Those are actually the biggest ones, but we're not going to work with those right now because we don't see those very often. Of the ones we see very often, quarters are the biggest ones. They have bumpy edges, and they're about that big, about an inch across, right? They're almost as big as this. Now, the smallest ones are dimes. Those are the teeny tiny ones. They're really thin. They have bumpy edges too. Nickels are the second biggest to the quarter. They're thick and they have smooth edges. And the pennies are the brown ones. Those are the first ones that we learn in elementary school. So let's go back. Quarters worth 25. Dimes worth 10. Nickels worth 5. And a penny's worth 1. Okay. So quarters are worth 25, and we have 2 of them. 3 dimes. Do you remember what a dime is worth? Dime is worth 10. 2 nickels. Those are worth 5. And 1 penny. So that's the money we have. Now let's see what happens when we add up each group. So this group adds up to 50. Because when we count quarters, when we count 25s, we do 25, 50, 75, $1. 25, 50, 75, $1. So there's 4 quarters and $1. When I add up the dimes, I get 30 cents. When I add up the nickels, I get 10 cents, and then I have 1 down here. So let's add these up now. 50 plus 30 plus 10 plus 1. Let's do this one in our head. 10 and 1 more is 11. Okay? 0 plus 0 plus 1. 5 plus 3 is 8, and 1 more is 9. Now, we're talking about money here. So there's 2 different ways we can write 91. It's not a dollar yet. We can write 91 cents. And the other way we can write it is with dollar sign and a decimal point. We have 0 whole dollars and 91 cents. Okay? Number 5. We're going to find the number pattern, and we're going to keep counting it. So let's do this one first. 80, 85, 90. So what is this going up by? 80, 85, 90, 95. It's going up by 5s, isn't it? But they give you a tricky part, because what's the next number? What happens if we add 5 onto 95? 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 100. So what's 100 plus 5? 105, right? 105. 5 more, 110. So now we start counting 5, 10, 115, 5, 10, 15, 120. So it's these numbers that we counted by when at the beginning of the number line, but with 100 in front of them. Now this is a little trickier. 46, 56, 66. Let's keep going this way. 46, 56, 66. We're going up by 10s. 76, 86, 96. And if you look at a number chart like this, what we did was we went 46, 56, 66, 76. We're going straight down the line, because when you go down on a number chart, you're adding 10. Now let's look. When we back up on a number chart, we're taking away 10. So if the pattern going forward went straight down, the pattern going backward is going to be straight up. 46, 36, 26, 16. Take a look. 46. Take 10 off of here. Make the 4 a 3, 36. Make the 3 a 2, 26. Make the 2 a 1, 16. Find the answers. Now also up here, if they give you one where they give you a middle chunk of a number pattern, I always like to go one way first and then go the other way. I don't like to start all the way over here when they gave me the middle. It makes it really hard because it's easiest to start close to the pattern they gave you. You can decide if you want to go this way or this way, but start right next to whatever the pattern is that you're figuring out. Okay? 6 times 2, 6 plus 6, 12. 8 times 2, 8 plus 8, 16. 4 times 5. Now we can count by 5s for this one. We're going to count 4 of them. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. I'm going to get some scratch paper out for these last 3 because they didn't leave me a whole lot of room. So we're going to do 18 plus 6 plus 52. Make sure the 6 is in the ones column. 8 plus 6 is 14, and 2 more is 16. 5 plus 1 is 6, and 1 more is 7. 76. next one is 63, take away 49. What do you notice we have to do first? Take a look. Bigger bottom. 9's bigger. We have to borrow. We can't take 9 away from 3. So go to the neighbor, borrow 1, bring it back home. Now, 13 take away 9 is 4. 5 take away 4 is 1. 14. Last one, 38 plus 42. 8 plus 2 is 10. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 1 more is 8. 80. Now, if you do scratch work, I'd really like you to take a picture of this when you send in your side B, just so I can see what you're doing. Thanks. Have a good night.